Hello, and thank you for coming to TwoTales. I am Anthium, and this is TwoTales Talks. Now, welcome back to part two, take two, actually, of the second segment in my family's conversation with Tommy Tallarico, the CEO of Intellivision, the company that is bringing the Amico, a game system that's still right now running for 10/10/2020, but we're going to find out in the next week to 2 weeks if there's going to be a delay. Now, in this segment, he spends a lot of time talking with my wife, Mrs. TwoTales. Now, I'm going to try to recap real quickly because I'm not really sure what happened, but the recording I did ultimately disappeared, and I could not get it into my video editor to add to the video with Tommy as an introduction. So, the thing of note here is there's some flack out there that only middle-aged retro gamers are going to want it. I'm more of a mobile player than...
I'm really old. I am a man. Superman. Old.
Alright, so old Superman down there says she's really old. Any case, so my wife, Mrs. TwoTales, who's cracking jokes over there, first and foremost, she's very much a hardcore gamer. She's actually more capable in most video games than I am. And quickly, if it's a game that she wants to play that I'm better at, she'll figure out how it is that I'm succeeding, and then she'll emulate what I'm doing and actually outstep me in the process. This happened with Skyrim, actually. There's a couple funny stories there. But with that being said, as far as credentials, she's a mother of three. She's in college now. She already has a bachelor's in computer sciences for programming, as well as an associate's certificate. Is it associate's, or is it just a certificate of something specific?
No, it's a concentration that you
She has a concentration certificate in software development, and she's currently going back to further with supplementary associates and is looking at becoming a school teacher. So my wife is legit. She also has very high standards for her games. She calls herself a graphic snob, and if there's a single thing out of a place in a game that she doesn't like,
What is it, Last of Us? Is that the one with a really, really bad sequel that sucks?
Last of Us is the hot button one that you.
Right.
She's not a fan of Last of Us, either the first game or the second game. She kiboshed the remake of Splatterhouse. Ninja Gaiden back on the PlayStation 1 was another game that didn't make her cut. She has very high standards.
Don't send me hate mail. I won't read it.
She says she will not read your hate mail. The point with this is that, especially with the talk that only middle-aged men are interested, I'm not 40. I'm almost in that middle-aged bracket square, smack dab in the middle, and I'm not quite there. But my wife, who heavily influences my life and the family's life, is on board for the Amico. And you get to hear her comments as a hardcore gaming mother of three small children on why that actually is. And with that being said, a very special shout out to the Amico All Access podcast. Okay. The reason being for that is the host, Open Every Box Pete. Mrs. TwoTales says you're awesome, Pete. He actually runs a charity. Any profit he makes off his merchandise and so forth goes to an Extra Life charity for children. And one of his regular guests, or semi-regular guests, is Chris the Atari Creep, the channel being the Atari Creep. He does charity in much the same fashion, only his actually goes to Alzheimer's research for, usually I believe it's the elderly is the primary people that are affected by it. Both gentlemen are very, very cool fellows, and you should check out their channels just to support those charities. But with the Amico All Access is up on Wednesday nights around 8 o'clock p.m. I actually might be able to make this one. We'll see about that. But either way, check out the podcast, check out their channels, and consider supporting the charities for both the children and Alzheimer's victims. Now, with that being said, enjoy the next 10 minutes of Tommy and my wife having a lot of fun at my expense. Talking about cars, too. Have 4 minutes. Any other questions for Mr. Tommy?
No. Yeah, I have one. So if you need a tester to test the system, I'm more than happy to help you test that. Just send me like the Galaxy one, and I am more than happy. And especially since I'm a graphics snob,
Well, I understand that you're the actual gamer in the family, the hardcore gamer.
Hey, I play games all the time.
You play more than your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
She plays simple games. I play complicated games.
Now I just want to play with you.
So let me ask you then, what do you prefer, the Xbox over the PlayStation or PC? What kind of game for you?
Well, that's hard to say because it really depends. Like, because I use the PC when it comes to mods, you know, for games that I want to mod. So if I want to mod like Skyrim or Arkham Knight, things like that, you know, Resident Evil, I of course buy it on for the computer. But if I'm lazy, then I get it on Xbox, and if I'm really, really lazy, then I get it on the PlayStation.
Now,
but not so much anymore.
Do you guys have a Switch as well?
Yeah.
Yes!
I bought it for me, but you know.
We have a lot of game systems. We have a tablet. We have a 3DS system.
I'm playing it right now.
And a tablet.
Yeah, and a tablet. I swear we have everything in this house.
We have phones.
Except for the Wi-Fi.
So how about this?
Now, so as a hardcore gamer who like mods stuff on PC, who has a Switch, who has an Xbox, PlayStation, what attracts you to Intellivision Amico? Seeming you play and know all of them, what would you say are some of the unique things that you like about this system?
I like that they're simple and that you can get, you know, a lot of fun out of something that could be really quick, because games anymore, you know, everything's long haul and it takes time.
Right.
You know, and it's like if you go through one chapter, you're there an hour and a half. Goodness forbid you stop to pick up any collectibles. You know, and I like being able to spend, you know, 5, 10, 20 minutes doing something simple versus, no, I can't. There's no room over there. My big fat blanket's in the way. You know, versus something, you know, long and complicated. But I like also that I'm not going to have to worry about like advertisements and Bayonetta popping up because I hate her and I want to punch her in her stupid ugly face.
Okay, well there you go.
Bayonetta, I don't like her. But the whole thing with the Switch, with a lot of the stuff that they're putting on there, you know, it really concerns me as a parent, because before it was super simple, you know, oh, you don't have to worry about an advertisement on the Switch, and you know, nowadays it's, you know, I have to watch everything that they do on a tablet, because it's like a kid's game on the tablet had a lot of adult content in it that I was hysterical, not like in tears. I was so angry that I thought that I was pretty much going to snap the thing in half from what I actually saw. It was I can't even. I was so angry, and it was a kid's game.
Wow.
So angry with the advertisement that had come up, and I like that, you know, you're not gonna have to worry about that with the Amico. You know,
yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because a lot of times people will, you know, some, you know, folks, their counter to that is like, well, you should just let parents parent, and you shouldn't restrict. And my whole thing has always been, yeah, but if it's one less thing they have to worry about, yes, parents should parent. I agree with that too. But if you don't even have to consider it, so let me ask you, as a mother of 3, well, maybe 4 if you include the guy next to you. But but tell me, you know, as a parent, would you prefer something that had those kind of restrictions or that didn't? You know, I'd be curious to hear your.
I really would. I would prefer it that I could say, you know, no, you guys, you go play, you know, the Amico, for instance, and I don't have to worry about it, because we are supposed to parent, you know, we're supposed to watch what they're doing, but at the same time, I shouldn't have to stand over them every 5 seconds and check every second what they're doing. That's just irresponsible, and I don't think that the parental controls are set up in such a way, especially on like the Switch, where you can really say, no, 100% you can't do this, because then you can't play half the games on the Switch. Like Minecraft, you could that's the other counter that people will sometimes say. They say, well, you just set up the parental controls then. It really isn't.
Well, but and to me, when I look at the parental controls, no matter what machine it is, especially the Switch, they're very it's complex to do. You have to set up an account, then you get an email, then you go on the this and the that and the boom, boom, boom. And like you said, if you have different accounts that you're going to need to set up. If you want to play adult game, but you don't want the kids to, and then what mode did I leave it in before I left? Do I have to log out? So I don't know. But again, be interested in hearing your thoughts on
Yeah.
that. You know,
Well,
is
the
it just as
parental
easy as just parental controls? Because
Yeah,
it's not.
they don't mean anything because I put to stop my kids from watching YouTube because they're watching a channel called Unspeakable. And no hate to the guy, but as a 32-year-old woman, his voice annoys me
Okay.
to no end. And I don't like how immature
it's-
he is as an adult.
It's,
And I put on a app to block YouTube, Twitter, and somebody
Come here.
within a day had it deleted off.
She found a complete
straight up
runaround.
deleted it.
and then she
and went right back on, you know?
and she actually managed to then put all the old things we removed back onto the tablet. You know, so
Yeah.
she,
So,
did.
you
put
know,
the YouTube back
putting
and so
parental
forth.
controls on doesn't mean squat because my kids are like a hawk. They know everybody's password. And no matter how many times you change it, they're like popping up behind couches and under blankets and behind walls just to see you put it into the, you know, whatever it is you're putting it in.
Our children, for all their positives and minuses, they're problem solvers. And if they want something together or individually, they'll figure out how to get
Oh,
it. And
they
that's
will.
that's what we learned about the tablet. The security on that tablet,
They're like the
It's-
epitome of the Rugrats.
it's not
show.
enough,
The
right?
second time they downloaded it, they said if you delete it, you're grounded from the tablet permanently.
For life. I'll make sure.
And
when
see
she's
that?
70.
See, now that's parents parenting right there.
Actually had to talk about the safety because we were talking about the flack the Amico was getting and how parents need to do their job.
Stop touching my controller.
And we both agree that choosing the Amico is a choice for safety for the kids because there's a guarantee coming from you and the company, and we're putting that trust in. That brings value, in my opinion. But so yeah.
Tommy, I got a question for you.
Yes, I have an answer for you. I hope.
Do you like blueberries?
Yeah, they're not my favorite fruit. I mean, I'm more of a strawberry guy. I like bananas.
I like
Give me a
strawberries
lot
too.
of bananas are very high in potassium and
I like
No.
bananas. I like
Yeah.
bananas, but I just won't eat them anymore. When I first started bananas,
I'm more if I had a raspberry or a blueberry in front of me, I'd probably go for the raspberry. But if we're talking pie, blueberry is going to beat strawberry and raspberry every day of the week. Won't beat lemon meringue.
Thanks.
But, you know. And
it's
don't-
my family's birthday today.
Yeah, I'm old today.
wait, it's your birthday today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Oh my God! Happy birthday! It's my wife's father's birthday today as well.
She's got a twin. She's got a twin.
No.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, what a day it is today, too. I had appointments and everything else today, and my worms are all escaping. And
Silkworms. She farms silkworms. Let's be clear about that.
yeah, it's silkworms. I spin fiber into yarn, and my silkworms are making a break for it. They're everywhere all over the wall over there. Everybody's trying to cocoon, so yeah,
Uh-oh.
they're everywhere. Sorry. So what are your questions?
Mommy
Well,
got me
he
a
was
whole
talking with
bag
you,
of
so-
Doritos.
And I don't think
Mommy got me a whole
I haven't
bag
had a
of
chance to
Doritos.
post the video. I got Chris to do some commentary in regards to the answers to the 10 questions that I gave you.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't got that posted just yet, but
All right.
is there anything comes to mind other than the Raptors and the autograph?
Yeah. So when are we shipping them to my house?
Oh, you like the raptor, the velociraptor in the backyard?
What did I name them? George and Fred?
Yes.
George and Fred? Yeah.
Yes, George and Fred.
Fred's
Okay.
the cool one.
I haven't named him at all, so I mean, I guess I'll start calling him that now.
George and Fred, yeah. It fits, you know, very vicious names, very, very scary.
Yes.
George, get out.
Anyway,